As Trump swears in new VA Sec, everyone notices special Bible his wife is holding. On Monday, President Donald Trump swore Robert Wilkie in as Veterans Affairs Secretary in a ceremony at the White House. However, all anyone seemed to notice was the particular Bible that Wilkie's wife was holding the whole time. It says everything about the man who is now in charge of the Virginia. Robert Wilkie is the proud son of an Army veteran, an artillery officer raised on the base at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. "That's a great place," President Trump said on Monday at the swearing-in ceremony for new VA Secretary Robert Wilkie, which took place inside the Oval Office. On his daily walk to high school with the woman who is now his wife, he passed by the Fayetteville VA hospital, which bore the inscription, "The price of freedom is visible here." It made a big impact. It was a price Robert saw firsthand through his own father, who was gravely injured in combat during the Vietnam War, added the president. Robert went on to serve as an officer in both the Air Force and the Navy, then as Assistant Secretary of Defense for Legislative Affairs, and as Undersecretary of Defense for Personnel and Readiness. Robert also serves with distinction as Acting Secretary of Veterans Affairs, said Trump. During the ceremony, Wilkie produced an old, worn Bible with an incredible story behind it. He shared that story with his audience, and it says everything about the character of the man who is now our new VA Secretary. "The Bible that I will take my oath on reminds me of the 100th anniversary of the end of the war to end all wars," Wilkie said, referring to World War I. "It was a Bible taken into battle by my wife's grandfather, who had probably never ventured beyond 3 or 4 counties in North and South Carolina. But by the time he was 18, he was marching up the Champs-Élysées into the cauldron of the Meuse-Argonne." According to the Daily Caller, Wilkie continued by telling the story of ordinary Americans who fought valiantly in that war. "On another part of that battlefield was a young captain of field artillery, my great-grandfather, who left a small-town law practice in Cleveland, Mississippi, to join up with the All-American Division, which, by the way, had a reluctant soldier, a scratch farmer from Pall Mall, Tennessee, by way of Buncombe County, North Carolina, who would not only earn the Medal of Honor but go on to be the greatest hero of that war," said Wilkie. Private Tonsler Bullard, Captain A.D. Somerville, and Sergeant Alvin York, ordinary Americans called upon to do extraordinary things. "It is their descendants whom we are honored to serve. Millions of ordinary Americans who have answered a special call for us," added the new head of the VA. "Mr. President, I am humbled by your confidence. I am humbled by the prospect of serving those who have borne the battle, those American men and women who have sacrificed so much." On the campaign trail, President Donald Trump promised Americans that he would overhaul the broken VA, which has so miserably failed our nation's brave veterans for far too long. His decision to appoint Robert Wilkie as head of the VA was undoubtedly a step in the right direction, if Wilkie's remarks on Monday are any indication. Robert Wilkie is a man of great integrity and honor. He cares deeply about the men and women who have fought for our freedom and safety. If only more of the politicians in Washington shared his passion for veterans, our country would be so much better off. Please show Wilkie your support by sharing this article.